It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Little Caesars Arena. Tonight, the Detroit Pistons getting set to match up with the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks control the tap. Jay, the Knicks searched long and hard for their next head coach. They chose David Fizdale. Why was this the right choice?
Well, first off, he's a two-time NBA champion as assistant coach with D. Wade and LeBron James from Miami Heat. And I got some time to spend with him down in Miami at D. Wade's fantasy camp. He is hard and very stern, but it comes from a brotherly place. His ability to build the right culture in New York will be imperative, but it all starts with that kind of teaching.
Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Free throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. It's Detroit's ball. To Rose. Here comes the screen. Rose. To Griffin. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Blake Griffin at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 68%. Free throw try, off the mark. And a nice finish at the rim.
I could see the beads of sweat forming when he had to put the ball on the ground there. You still got it, though.
Pistons ball here. To Rose. And count the basket.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Nothing going here on that drive. Blake Griffin able to recover with the block. Rose into the front court. Down by 1. Trying to cash in. Derrick Rose. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Can't miss those. To Rose. To Griffin. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit. Jay, last few drafts, the Knicks have gone younger. What do you like about Kevin Knox and his raw potential?
His upside. He just turned 19 on August 11th of this past summer, and what he did in Summer League blew my mind. Was first team All-NBA Summer League, averaged 24 points, shooting 47% from the field. This kid has every chance to be a star.
Rose. Here comes the screen. To Griffin. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Rose. Rebound taken by the Knicks. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. John Henson sends it away. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Off the mark on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Rose into the front court. The score 10 to 8. Easy path to the rim.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Cruises inside for 2.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Pistons have it. Rose. My goodness, did you see that, Jay?
That's nasty. Just disrespectful.
Here comes the screen. Blake Griffin with a piece.
For NBA Season 8 2021 games and highlights coming up next.
Rose to Griffin. To Rose. Short jump.
Being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
The possession in favor of Detroit. The Knicks clear the board. Kevin Knox. Blake Griffin pins it. John Henson with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Here comes the screen. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Screen coming. Has a look. Just off the mark.
And that's how you close out on a
NBA
shooter with
Season
a
8
sense of urgency. The
2021
shooter was more
matchups
worried
coming
about
up
his
next.
landing
Boston
space than he was
Celtics
the shot.
118 Sacramento Kings 911.
Rose to Griffin. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. 2 for 3 now here in the first. Simply put, can you build a franchise around Blake Griffin right now?
No, not right now. I think he's starting to get to the latter part of his career. I think he could be a key cog in a championship team, but just not the main guy.
John Henson swats it. That's his 3rd block this evening.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Smith. Here's a chance from long range. Textbook defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Jackson. To Griffin. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. 3 for 4. Good start. New York in control of the basketball to Dennis Smith Jr. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Jackson with it. Looking to make something happen. To Griffin. Jackson to Griffin. Too much contact, and free throws coming.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let him know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Blake Griffin, a couple of free throws on the way. He's struggled so far. And hits the first free throw.
NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Toronto Raptors 1011, Memphis Grizzlies 811.
The possession lies with New York. To Payton. To Dennis Smith Jr. Screen coming. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Smith now buries the trifecta.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
Jackson with it. They trail by 1. To Griffin. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin looking good. 4 for 5.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Smith to Payton. Here comes the screen. Down low, Noel. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Jackson. To Griffin. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
New York Knicks basketball. Kid Gilchrist matched up with Trevor Ariza. To Payton. Screen coming. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Jackson with it. Down a point. To Griffin. Scores from the post.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Smith into the front court. He'll run the offense. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Knocks down the first.
For the Pistons, number 14, Ish Smith. Stepping in for the Knicks, number 20.
Goes 2 for 2. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Jackson, down to Griffin.
NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Philadelphia 76ers 165, Brooklyn Nets 128.
In the front court comes Smith. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Trying to cash in, and he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
And it is the new age triple threat. It does two things. Number one, it creates distance in a hurry. Number two, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is the difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock.
Especially if you add a hesitation to the move, or if you look at the rim, you'll most time have the defender jumping out of his shoes.
We wish defenders all the best in this game defending that. Jackson to Griffin. Down to 5 on the 24. Shot from in close, no good. Deep three at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. The Knicks have the lead. First quarter down as we get ready to start the second. Boy, you talk about offensive efficiency. It was really high.
Well, the offense is hitting on all cylinders. Great ball movement, great shooting, great passing. But my goodness, has the defense been horrific. Can we do something about that, please, in the second quarter?
Griffin's shot won't go. Possession lies with New York. Ish Smith, defended by Rivers. Knocks it down off the step back.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Ish Smith to Griffin. Henry Ellenson rejects it and draws contact. So it's Griffin going to the line for 2.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Indiana Pacers 129, Milwaukee Bucks 128.
No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Knicks with the basketball. Smith. New York with 4 to shoot to Rivers. Lets it fly from long range. That's what you like to see. Austin Rivers. Tough shot from downtown.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Dennis Smith Jr. here against Knight. To Griffin. Knicks have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Jumper's good.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Knight into the front court. His team down 9.
Hey, you got the screen right, screen right, screen right.
Here comes the screen. Brandon Knight, defended by Nerlens Noel. Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Let's see what the Knicks can do here. Great pass to set it up. And finishes strong. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
No, I missed a short one there. Smith with it up top. It's a 9-point lead.
Green, get over, get over.
Nice pass to get things going.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
To Jackson. Deep 2 there, won't go. Smith now into the front court. It's an 11-point game. Rivers defended by Joe Johnson. Has a chance. Rivers shot there, won't go.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Has a look. He's looking for that touch.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Here comes the screen. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. No good. The defender was a little too close for comfort. Jackson.
But I don't put that on the shooter, Ed. I put that on the passer. You have to put your players in the best possible position to score the ball. You know that's not a strength of his.
Has a chance. Smith shot no good. It's Detroit's ball. Reggie Jackson matched up with Noel. Probing the defense. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Changes coming from both sides right now.
For the New York Knicks, number 12. Subbing in for the Detroit Pistons, number
To
3.
Kevin Knox. Short jumper off the mark. And the slam.
Oh, right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
To Rivers. hits.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Pistons ball here. Probing the defense. Count the basket inside.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
To Kevin Knox. Has a look. Another chance and a putback slam.
And I got a chance to hear a lot of the conversation at the bench. And one of the things they called out was owning the backboards. Looks like the message is really getting through.
And a finish at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Kevin Knox. Screen coming. Goes to the left side. Shot clock winding down. Can't connect. Five on the shot clock. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Can't connect. It's no good. Here comes the screen. Down to 5 on the 24. On a pass stolen by the Knicks. Austin Rivers to Kevin Knox. Off the assist.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Rose. Trevor Ariza guarded by Nerlens Noel. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. Rose into the front court. Down 11. Here comes the screen. Rose matched up with Noel. And the basket good at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Noel shot, no good.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you on the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
And count the basket inside.
Woo! Did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
New York in control of the basketball. To Kevin Knox. Down low, Noel. Scores from the post.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Rose. Wide open look, won't go.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
And breaks it up. To Rose. Joe Johnson, defended by Nerlens Noel. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Rebound comes down to the Knicks. To Kevin Knox. John Henson sends it away. Fourth this contest.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
To Rose. Can't connect from inside. The possession lies with New York. Kevin Knox. John Henson tips it. Ooh, 5 now.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Knicks with 4 to shoot, trying to cash in. Rebound pulled in by the Pistons. Rose into the front court, trailing by 11. Down low for Griffin. It was right there. Has a chance. Rebound taken down by the Pistons. And they call it.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul. That's the first foul on the last.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. First half comes to an end. The Knicks are way out in front.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Knicks are feeling comfortable at the halfway mark. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the New York Knicks. The Pistons would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track.
Bench points. The Detroit Pistons had enough difficulty dealing with the opposing starters, let alone their bench players. They really need to adjust for the depth of this opposing team and figure out how to slow them down.
Player of the half.
I'm ready to skip ahead and just get this guy player of the game. You can tell he's on his way to a special game.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started. Hey, match up, match up, match up.
And he drains it.
All right, you got the first bucket of the second half. Now get a stop, because honestly, that's where your troubles were in the first.
New York Knicks basketball. To Kevin Knox. Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down?
This team is collectively feeding off their negative energy so far in the second half. Everybody is mad. Everybody is frustrated. Nobody's decided to take the torch and say, hey, look, follow my lead.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Baseline drive. He gets it.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Watch that cutter.
Has a look. Gets a shot up off the mark.
So many teams just try to beat you with their offense. Well, your offense can only take you so far. The one thing that's supposed to travel, whether you're home or away, is your defense. That's your staple.
Hey, check up. Let's go.
Here comes the screen.
Screen.
Short jumper misses.
Ball.
And he throws it down. Nuclear from Blake Griffin.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Section 121 and place your bid. Don't miss your chance at some excellent memorabilia.
Trying to cash in. Not going down for him this time.
You can't fall in love with the jump shots. You have to find ways to maybe even get to the free throw line. Keep your team in the game by putting points on the board.
Able to convert inside.
4-2. The assist from number 25, Derrick Rose.
To Kevin Knox. And scores.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Pistons have it. Rose. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
To Kevin Knox. Curling inside. And counted at the rim.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Griffin. Gets it at the top of the key. Has a chance. Rosie's shot no good. Oh, good work to step in front. The pass taken away. Rises for the slam.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Kevin Knox. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
And he's fouled. He's going to the line for two.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First one, count it. And he makes them both. To Griffin. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
To Kevin Knox. Has a look. Deep two there, won't go. To Griffin. Derrick Rose slams it down.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Possession lies with New York. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
Bread and butter, and there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Rose into the front court. His guys now down by a point. To Griffin. Rose. Shot no good there for Griffin. Trying to cash in. Not that time.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
To Griffin. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit. Pass stolen by Detroit. Oh, mistake there as the pass stolen by the Knicks. No good. On a pass stolen by the Knicks.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill.
And a putback slam.
There you go, big fella.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Jackson. Joe Johnson matched up with Noel. Down to Griffin. Shot won't go. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Jackson. Going to launch beyond the arc. Defense was ready. Reggie Jackson unable to hit. To Dennis Smith Jr. Down low, Noel. Finish that. And draws the foul.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Nerlens Noel at the line for 2 shots. Not the best career mark, 62%. First one goes down.
For the New York Knicks, number 4, Alfred Payton.
And gets both to drop at the line. The possession in favor of Detroit. To Griffin. Turns and slams it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Smith with the basketball. Leads 5. Here comes the screen. Kid Gilchrist. Picked up by Ariza. Has a look. Won't go. He has to find better opportunities.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Jackson. To Griffin. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Scores from the post.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Jackson with it. His guys trail now by 4. Ellenson against Johnson. From the outside, no good.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Short jumper stays out.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you on the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Jackson. The drive, right to the basket. To Griffin. To Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. He's now 4 for 6.
This is why I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
To Reggie Jackson. For 3. Oh, Reggie Jackson, not much more the defense could have done. Hits the contested 3.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that 3 despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
To Payton. To Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
And while the ball was still in his hands, a sidestep throws a defender off. People aren't used to seeing that type of footwork.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. Blake Griffin is going to get a chance at 3 here. At this juncture, he's shooting 60% from the line. First free throw is good. Second and 3, got it. And he hits all 3 free throws. 3 quarters down, the Knicks have the lead. The Knicks to inbound here to start the 4th quarter. And that halftime lead, it was cut down in the 3rd.
And just because the numbers on a scoreboard say that you're winning doesn't mean that the feeling on the court implies that. This team is gaining momentum. If you don't do something to gain your momentum back, they're going to come back and win this game.
A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Nerlens Noel snatching it out of the air.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Rose into the front court. His group now down 2. Here comes the screen. Rose. Smith into the front court. He'll run the offense. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. To Payton. Over to the right side. Dennis Smith Jr. Can't connect. John Henson, huge block. Incredible. 6 tonight. Substitution being made in this one.
Number 13, Henry Ellison.
Smith to Payton. Smith now. And the rebound taken by Griffin. Into the front court comes Smith, trailing by 4. To Griffin.
Make it tough on him. Make it tough on him.
Deep left corner. Fires the 3. Knox with the board. Kevin Knox to Dennis Smith Jr. Trying to cash in. Rebound to Detroit. Rose into the front court. Down 4. To Griffin. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Into the front court comes Smith. Looking to make something happen. Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
Old school equals high percentage.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. To Griffin. Nice pass to set things up.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Payton. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Rose, down low for Griffin. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Smith with it up top. Up by 6. Won't go.
And the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just got to let them play, ref.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Knicks with the basketball. Smith to Kevin Knox. Here comes the screen. Smith to Kevin Knox. Blake Griffin able to recover with the block.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
From long range, defense was ready. Tough shot for Austin Rivers. Gets to the basket and scores.
Trevor Ariza, a guy who is always staying ready, usually a defender, but did a great job of knifing through the defense for an easy lay on that possession.
To Kevin Knox. That's no good. Rose into the front court. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket.
Hey, watch the screen left.
Shot from the lane won't go. Rivers with the basketball. 2-point advantage. Smith to Rivers. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Rose. Here comes the screen. Has a chance. Deep two there, won't go. Smith now into the front court. Leads 4. To Kevin Knox. Short jumper won't fall.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
Reset here. Let's see what they do. Short jumper misses. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
It's Detroit's ball. To Rose. Here comes the screen. Rose. Has a look. Rose's shot off the iron, no good. Smith. To Rivers. Able to convert inside.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter.
And this is where habits come into play. Players think they can turn that switch on and off at their beckoning call, but it doesn't work that way. That's why coaches talk about practicing good habits on a daily basis, because they show up in the fourth.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Trying to cash in. Not that time. To Rivers. Off the assist.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back. Everybody communicated. Everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Smith with the basketball. His team on top by 8. Reggie Jackson, tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that made.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Gets a look. Can't hit. Driving right to the basket. Baseline drive, but he can't finish. Kevin Knox to Rivers. Count the bucket for 2.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Trevor Ariza has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 72%. Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Let's see what the Knicks can do here. Take stock of the floor. To Kevin Knox. Pass stolen by Detroit. You've got to get that one to go. Good look that time, but off the mark. Ish Smith. Oh, mistake there as the pass stolen by the Knicks. Whoa, what a finish.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Griffin. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Blake Griffin, a couple of free throws on the way, shooting 75% so far tonight. And he connects on the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair.
Gotta come through, gotta come through.
Has a chance. Not that time.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
It's a turnover as they head the other way. Tried to slam it down, but it comes out. Won't go down.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Here comes the screen. New York with 4 to shoot. To Kevin Knox. Beyond the arc for 3. Tough shot. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Rose. A couple of cracks at the line now.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
Trevor Ariza at the line for 2 shots. Hasn't missed yet. First one, count it. Two for 2 on that trip. Timeout here for the Knicks as they dig into their bag of tricks, trying to draw up the game winner. He commands the paint this time down. Now the Pistons going to use a timeout. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime? Or do they go for it all with a 3? Deep 3 at the buzzer. It's a victory for the Knicks as they win a close one by 2. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Knicks
Did what great teams do best. Finish.
I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. The Pistons lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. They did a great job with their ball movement, forcing the defense to constantly make adjustments. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for the win. Check out the leading scores for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Field goals.
Neither of these teams were able to make much of an impact on defense. As you can see here, they were each pretty successful with some efficient scoring.
Player of the game.
Noel gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.